we're back with some more Dan and Phil, and today we're reacting to why Dan had to call an ambulance. Yes, this will be very interesting indeed. It's a highly requested one. I thought it's time to have a look at this one, which a lot of people asked for. Keep liking the videos, please. If this video gets 700 likes, we'll do another Dan and Phil reaction tomorrow. And leave a comment with your suggestions for next time. And one more thing, I got a Ribena. I'll do the classic like makeup tutorial. Okay, I got this Ribena from Mac. I literally spent my lunch break at work earlier going to the shop to buy this Ribena for this video. So I'm going to be sipping it throughout. In fact, I've not had one of these for years, but it's in honour of Phil because he loves the Ribena. I'm going to give it a taste test now. Oh, you heard that it's not a resealed one, it's a first edition Ribena. It smells a bit funky actually. What's the date on this? That tastes like my childhood. That is a throwback, you know. It's not as strong as I remember, because this is like a pre-made one that you buy in the shop, but what you may have seen Phil holding before is like, you get a big bottle of like the strong concentrated juice, and then you choose a ratio of how much water you want to add. So I think when I was younger, I probably didn't have that much water with it. I had like more of a mixture, but yeah, this is good. This is decent.
We finally moved. I have space. I've got carpet. There's not an echoey tile. This is my new filming background.
Golden pig in the background. The golden pig. I still don't really know the lore of that, but I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn. Don't worry. I will eventually. We're going to keep doing reactions daily pretty much. And eventually I'll get to all of the videos. But the more likes a comment has, the sooner I'll do it. And if you want me to learn the golden pig, you have to tell me which videos to watch, because I don't know what the lore is.
Found?
Hey! That a Furby?
It's also a fold-down bed, in case I ever want to do porn, or I have more than one friend staying over, which is very unlikely, because we don't have more than one friend.
Ooh.
Why did he look so awkward? What the flip?
Ooh.
He always looks like scared. He's like,
Bro.
Anyway, let's bring in my other box boy.
I was here the whole time.
Not box boy, because we got rid of all the boxes.
What are we now?
We're now boys.
The boys.
Just a couple of
With an
No,
eye.
we've moved. We're now
Has to be a
men.
pun.
Empty.
Homoning homosexuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we're cooking.
We are. If I ever see another cardboard box, I'm probably gonna
Punch it, scream, cry.
cry. Kick
What's
it in
that
the
about
neck.
then? So what was up with the cardboard boxes before? Is it because they were like waiting to move out, so everything was just in boxes? Or I'm not sure what's going on there. Also, I've got one more thing. Right next to Dan's shoulder there, next to the lava lamp, those like little balls, orange and red, that just it looks like Winnie the Pooh from afar. Like, it looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Homosexuals.
Yeah, that's what we are. If I ever see another cardboard box, I'm probably gonna
Punch it, scream, cry.
cry, kick it in
Throw
the neck.
myself down the stairs.
Kick it in the neck.
Kick it in its box neck.
Box neck.
Personified cardboard neck.
Yeah. Oh, if we
Hi.
film together, I cover up the pig. Now it's just a pig ass poking out my shoulder. Look at that. That's what you want to see.
Where did you get the pig from? I left it in the other apartment.
I get the pig. I can't believe you didn't notice the pig.
Hello, solicitor. I'd like to evict Phil from the house.
We moved.
What? Because of a golden pig. Little do we know. Well, actually, maybe was the golden pig a big thing already now? A pig thing? Was it a golden big thing already at this point? Or is it more of a recent thing? I feel like from what I saw in the comments, it suggested it's more like a recent meme, you know?
It's stressful. I thought it'd be
It was
easier.
a long ass process.
Not gonna
The
lie.
ass was incredibly long.
I've never
incredibly thick.
Never seen an ass that long.
What?
Ass.
It was a hard
It
ass.
was a long ass. It
It
was full of stuff.
We thought we were going to move in and everything would be done. 2 of the toilets were broken. There was wires hanging out the ceiling.
Sims
Half the
toilet.
lights didn't work. So we've just had lots of work people.
Pro tip:
In the
don't
house.
move into a new house when the toilets don't flush yet.
That's
Why
a good
didn't
idea.
they test them?
That's a good point.
You think they put the toilet in
Sounds
and
like
go,
a problem for
"Ooh,
us."
how's it flush? But now, finally,
We're in.
We're in, and it's great. I'm enjoying having more space.
Is this actually, one more question, this was video, it said it was 4 years ago, I didn't check the actual year. But is this the place they're living in now? Or have they moved again since then? I don't know. Because I don't think I've... Actually, I don't know. No, I've not really seen. I've seen them with like the new backgrounds or in the kitchen. But I've not really seen like this background. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
I feel like I'm not going to murder you anymore because we were literally living on one sofa.
I still feel like I'm going to murder you for several reasons that have just been pent up.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
We've got outside space.
Fresh air.
Can you tell? I've been out.
Light.
I've
Phil
gone
keeps
up.
sitting outside, and I'm like, "Whoa, Nelly, there, Mister.
Yeah.
You don't want to be. You have the gammon complexion.
I've gone up a shade.
Gammon complexion. Gammon. Yeah, I don't know if Phil tans much actually. Gammon complexion. Hey, respect the hustle, man. When they did the video that was like the impromptu video when they were on a holiday, I think Dan looked a bit tan then. I think Phil looked a little bit tan. I wouldn't say he stays like completely pale, but I don't know.
Gammon complexion.
I've gone up a shade.
If you don't wear SPF 9000, you will just go
Up a
fuchsia
shade.
and your entire face will fall off.
I've been wearing Factor 50, but I feel like I've got a bit of D in me again. You know? Like I said before, I don't think we're going to do a whole
Deanne?
That
tour.
would be great for
You're-
burglars. I think we should
It
consider
would,
that.
but we could give them a little sneaky,
A little
sneaky
taste.
peek, a peeky sneak. What is that? Who is that? So maybe we'll do something.
What is that? Why do I recognise that plant underneath the staircase? That must have been in a previous video I watched at some point. Was it in one of their like coming out videos? Or was it in like the... I've seen that at some point.
For burglars, I think we should
It
consider
would,
that.
but we could give them a little sneaky,
A little
sneaky
taste.
Okay, well, you know, we'll listen to the song again. I love that, it looks sick.
What is that? Who
Yeah,
is that?
okay.
So maybe we'll do something in a few months.
When we know how the house works.
Yeah.
We'll have to turn on the lights and flush.
I'm kind of scared that bed is going to fall on our heads because I don't know if I secured that.
Whose job was securing
I did push it
the
in.
large piece of timber?
That would be a good end to our lives. They were
It's quite a cool
crushed.
feature.
Finally moved in. Phil's got his new sweater on. It's all very
Yeah.
exciting.
Ah.
Bam! I love that plan.
It doesn't look real.
Just have a moment for that plan.
It's honestly real.
Look at it.
So sexy.
Oh wait, that's real. I thought it was a fake plant.
At that.
Get used to it looking like that. Next week, it's going to be like...
You should just
Harry.
like cover it in plastic or something so it stays
Yeah.
the same forever.
We moved. Dan's now got a #1 book.
Help me.
Get used to it looking like that. Next week, it's going to be like...
You should just,
Harry.
like-
Why did I don't know why he said when he said that, because it's an an inanimate object, an enemy. It reminded me of is it the sword sing hat from Harry Potter? I've not really watched Harry Potter fully. Maybe I should start a Patreon and watch movies on there. Oh, I don't know if anyone would join. But I've never really watched through Harry Potter. I mean, that could be a start. Imagine that. LazyJamie Patreon in 2025 watching Harry Potter movies. If anyone would be... Actually, you know what? If anyone would be genuinely interested in that, let me know. Because I won't be able to post it on YouTube, so I'd have to post it somewhere else. I've got a Patreon for my second channel, Jamie is Lazy, but that's for K-pop stuff. I don't know. Anyway. We'll carry on. I'm not here to try and sell a Patreon. I'm just saying, like, that is an option if people wanted it.
Just, like cover it in plastic or something so it stays
Yeah.
the same forever.
We moved. Dan's now got a #1 book.
Thanks
Hey!
for that. All
Congrats.
the promo did something.
Yeah. And I read it to cope with moving. It really helped me. We're not having a rambly chat.
Really
We're
nice.
actually here to talk about something.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
you invited me here strictly under the premise that I would get to share something.
Well, yeah. So let's cast our minds back. Are we doing the story? Is it happening? Oh, God.
Yeah, come on, I want to hear it. All of you watching now already know it, and I don't, so...
You still like me
If
after this.
nobody has respect for either of us, anymore. I don't think there's any
I don't.
respect for you left to lose.
Oh, God.
In case anyone does, brace yourself. It was a cold, dark night.
It was 2 days before we're moving. We're surrounded by boxes. We're very, very stressed, okay?
Very busy week. Busy
I'd say
times.
if my mind is usually operating on an 8, I was probably about a 6, a 4.
I have no idea what the fuck this rating
Two.
system is supposed to
Out
mean.
of 10.
Going
like,
down.
Out of 10 what?
Good mind to bad mind. Like, I'm busy, I'm stressed.
6 to 8 isn't that dramatic.
4. Anyway, I wasn't thinking straight. Like now, apparently. And
Well, we both had this moment
Yeah.
in 2019.
what was that?
We're gay.
We're gay. I was thinking gay. I wear glasses.
I was thinking gay. Anyone in the comments, any viewers can relate to that? Anyone else thinking gay today?
We're gay. I was thinking gay. I wear glasses. Should I get my glasses?
Great
Do I
fact.
need a prop for this?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
no,
God.
get 'em.
Oh.
That's not a the pH fact, though, is true, I guess. Is he going to notice?
I wear glasses.
Didn't notice.
Those glasses.
These glasses. Look at these guys. 2 nights before moving, one of the arms fell off.
Do you look after your possessions?
No, they've been sat on.
And
they've
what
been kicked.
are we
Sat
going
on.
to do now that we, for the first time, are not renting someone else's possessions,
Yeah.
but we are sharing possessions that we own?
Maybe I won't throw milkshakes all over the wall, which is something I've already done.
I guess I didn't truly own my new house until I tripped and threw a chocolate milkshake all over the freshly painted wall. You know, that reminds me of one time I had a milkshake. I was sat at like my dinner table, and well, it's not my dinner table. I live with my parents, but our dinner table. And I didn't realise that I'd put the milkshake down and not put the lid back on. And then I like instinctively, I was like looking at my phone or something, and I picked it up and went to shake it, thinking, you know, like when you shake a milkshake or whatever. And I thought the lid was on, and it wasn't. So it just flew out. And I was like, "Whoa, what just happened?" I don't know. That's the only time I've ever done that. It's weird. It's weird. Like, does anyone else ever have these like random blip moments where it's like, you know, you've lived for years and years, and you do something like often, even every day, maybe, and then just one time. I like no idea why, but you just do it wrong. Or you do it differently, and it's like, well, I just snapped out of autopilot mode. Then I just did something different.
Though now I feel like we own the place.
I've made a mistake.
I christened it.
I've invested
Christen-
everything.
The arm snapped off. I was annoyed. I was tired. I was like, you know what? I'm going to fix this now. I'm not going to leave this till tomorrow. We don't need the prop
Oh,
anymore.
proactive.
You saw it.
There will be more props.
Will there? So I don't know why I said it like that. Bye. I'm not very good at telling stories.
That's great.
Let's cast our minds back.
I'm sorry. That monkey laugh gets me every time. It's like an angry chimpanzee.
Let's cast our minds back.
Happens every time.
I get too excited. I'd been walking around with them sellotaped. They kept falling off.
It was not a good look. We
No.
kept doing professional things, and
Oh,
Phil just had seven.
I can see where this is going. He's going to use super glue to fix the glasses, right? But I don't know how it's going to go from there.
Professional things, and Phil just had sellotape hanging off his
Yeah.
face like some Harry Potter reject.
like some kind of Norbert.
Harry
So I
Potter.
didn't want to meet my new neighbours and be like, "Hello, I'm Tape
I'm the guy with the tape.
Tape
faces.
So
guy.
I was like, I'm going to take permanent action and super glue this back together. That seems like a simple
Yeah,
task.
reasonable.
I've used this
That's
glue before. I get it out of the cupboard. Everything's normal. Everything is calm. I remember the glue has a child safety lid on the top, right?
One of those ones that's just impossible to take off.
It's impossible. I'm a
Gotta
child. I
squeeze
can't
it
do
differently.
that.
You got to squeeze it, flip it upside down, tap 3 times, say,
Yeah.
abracadabra, please, Daddy Glue, open and give me your secret juice, and then it'll go.
Exactly. I can figure it out.
Okay.
It's like medicine. I can't open that.
Don't remember
I
that
just
glue.
Don't live.
Live.
So
Explains a lot.
can't get this lid off.
Alas,
At all.
no sweet secretion.
No. So I was like, what's
What
wrong?
is
It
that?
must be stuck.
Maybe the lid glued to the nozzle.
Yeah.
Because, hey, if super glue's leaking out, big chance that you just need to exert a lot of force.
That's a good
But
point,
I know
actually.
this is a special nozzle, so I put it in my mouth to try and yank it out. What? I put it in my mouth. And I thought, I'm just going to pull it off, and then I'll have my sweet, sweet glue.
Which, I understand your thinking.
Tired logic.
If you thought it was just stuck and you really needed to just go, oh, for God's sake, rip it off.
Yeah.
If it was anything other than glue, I'd think you're maybe normal.
Here's the-
It was glue.
Hello, that's actually a beautiful voice.
thing. Child safety lid was already off.
The lidless glue nozzle had dried glue in the end. So, of course, Phil trying to twizzle the tip of the glue shaft. It wasn't going to do anything.
no.
There was nothing to twist or turn or pop or open. It was just an open bottle of
with no
super
lid.
glue with a glue congestion in the tip. And then Phil was twisting it in his mouth.
And guess what happened?
The glue bottle finished. And he swallowed. No.
The little glue congestion came off, and I felt a little something something go into my mouth.
Ugh.
Now, I think I thought, I wasn't sure, but I did a big swallow. I was like, That was a strange swallowing sensation.
Shouldn't have
Now,
swallowed,
this
man.
glue, it does have a big warning.
Ethyl 2 cyan. Well, cyan is never a good sign, like cyanide, whatever. But ethyl 2 cyanalkylates. Danger. Bonds skin and eyes in seconds. Keep out of the reach of children. May cause respiratory irritation. Henkel Limited. CW7 3QY. Henkel. Terms and conditions apply.
Label on the back, and it says it bonds skin and eyes in seconds.
Cool.
Keep out of reach of children.
Bond.
Which means me.
Danger.
Don't put it in your mouth. Does it say that on the back?
I think that's a given.
So this is the lid I thought was on. This is what I thought was the lid. It was late night,
okay.
a busy day.
It was literally 2 a.m. We'd
Yeah.
had such a long day. We'd had no sleep. So busy, and I'm just like, I am ready to knock out.
Yes.
And Phil goes, Dan, guess what I just
Hey,
did?
super glue, mate.
Almost just did.
Blah, blah, blah. Put the glue in my mouth. But don't worry, I didn't swallow any glue. But oh my god, Dan, imagine how bad it would have been.
But he literally said the swallow felt weird, so he must have felt something, right? I don't know. Was he just like overdosing on copium and just like really just hoping that he didn't? So he's like trying to convince himself that he didn't, sort of thing. I don't know.
If I just swallowed a load of super glue. Yes, Phil. I'm struggling to kind of see the humor in this because I'm imagining.
Yeah.
It would have been bad if you did
Yeah,
that. Good
very-
thing you didn't.
Very
3
bad.
minutes later, I started to overthink it, and I was like, what if I did swallow a bit of glue? That would be really bad. And do you know when you feel like you've got something in your throat? I started to get that sensation where something was stuck in my throat.
Ooh.
Like if you
Ooh,
swallow
no.
a pill,
Yeah.
a lot of the time you go, oh my god, it's stuck in my
Yeah,
throat.
you
It's
feel
not.
like, yeah.
Throats are just very sensitive.
Yeah.
And if they get, bonked by something, you go, ooh,
Bonk.
is something stuck
Feels
in
like
my
it's still
throat?
there.
So I was aware of my own neck all of a sudden. What if my entire neck is being glued together right now? I started to panic.
So here's the thing about Phil.
Yeah.
Phil is a mild hypochondriac. He likes to take literally anything and convince himself he's definitely dying.
Yeah.
Don't want to attack you. You do Google every ache and
You
pain
should
you have.
never Google an issue
and
that
tell
you've got.
everyone that you have a life.
That is a thing, yeah. Like you Google your symptoms and it's always just like, might be this. You might be dying. It's just like, okay, interesting. I would always go to the doctors to get things checked out though if you can. I know it's easier said than done, probably if you're in a country where you have to pay for like private healthcare and stuff. In the UK, it's pretty good because you can just get a doctor's appointment and don't really have to. That's sort of what your taxes go towards, if you know what I mean. But elsewhere, I can imagine it's different. But they're saying this, but then Phil sound well. Maybe they just told it in like a calmer way. But when they were talking about the sort of like blood coming out the back end story before, Phil it sounded like Phil wasn't as panicky about that. I don't know. Maybe he just got used to so many near experiences that he just thought, oh, it's probably going to be all right.
Life-threatening illness
Yeah.
suddenly.
So that part of my brain started to kick in and say, Phil, you've swallowed the glue. The glue's in your throat. You're going to die. You're going to die. Because of that panic, I felt like my throat was closing up more. Now, I don't know if it was actually glue or if it was stress, but I started to freak out. So trying not to breathe too much, I slowly walked in to see Dan again, and I tapped on the glass.
I turned around like, oh, look, here's the glue clown again. What does he want? And it was very apparent to me that something had changed.
Yeah.
I don't know what had occurred in the last minute, but
Just
suddenly
a bit.
Phil was very pale, very ghostly and shaken looking. And in the most serious, quiet tone I'd ever heard, Phil just looked at me and went, cool 999. No matter what is going on, if someone seriously just tells you, call an ambulance right now, you just got to do
gotta
it.
do
Right?
it.
That's like ominous. That's like, imagine that. You turn around and like the closest person to you, and well, in this case, the partner, is just says that. It's like, whoa. Sort of got shivers a bit when he said that. I put myself in his shoes, you know. Although his shoes are probably bigger than mine. He's quite tall.
So I just said, Phil, what have you done?
I think I swallowed the glue.
Now, look, Phil in this moment was definitely convinced that he was dying in every single way. Every single orifice was filled with glue. He was exploding. He poisoned himself, yada, yada, yada. It did occur to me
Yeah.
that I thought maybe Phil thinks he can't breathe, because he's panicking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because as we know,
that can happen.
It's impossible to tell.
the
And that's
human anxiety response is to struggle with your breathing.
Yeah.
But that's not the point where I'd be like, Phil, what you need is a best-selling book about mental health.
Yeah, read that.
Here we go.
I needed the ambulance.
I went into action mode. I was like, okay. No. And
Respect.
obviously my first thought was concern for you.
Yes.
My second concern was why at 2 a.m. Phil, why could you...
I know, it's...
Why could you...
Why is it
have
always 2
not
a.m.?
just chewed the glue at 7?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why can you just eat in the glue tomorrow morning instead of today morning?
2 a.m.
I sat on the floor trying not to breathe, just like, which probably wasn't helping.
You were trying to be as still as possible. Because
Try
I thought,
not to breathe.
I can't breathe too hard in case I inhale it. I can't swallow too hard in case I swallow it and poison myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to move too
There's
hard
no
in
way
case
of
I
winning
move
it.
the glue. So Phil just sat very quietly by the front door like this.
Like a glue meditation.
What seems to be the issue? Oh, my friend swallowed some glue. Right. Not judging, but like,
Really?
you know, like obviously like kind of. Describe your friend. Male, yeah, 6'3". Oh, okay. How old? Yeah, not 4. That's yes, an adult, not a child.
Not a
full
child. They were really
glue
like,
chewing adult.
how?
Like, but like, how can you describe?
Thing is, I would have been
the-
panicking as well,
don't
that's
have-
the thing.
just- I need Phil's bag, laptop charger, phone charger, switch, bag of
Switch.
clips. Lip balm. Why did lip balm? I don't know.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Dan. Thankfully, they turned up fast.
Shout out NHS.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean,
Every country should have an NHS, shouldn't they?
it's a real privilege that we've got that as well.
I would say it's more of a disgrace that other governments don't.
Yes. So we're stood in the dark, now closer to 3 a.m., like a couple of lemmings.
Waking up
Lemmings.
as the blue lights came. Wow! Emergency
Wee, wah,
around the
wee, wah.
corner. Hey, they arrived quick.
Of course,
Respect.
one of the paramedics, super attractive, very
Yeah, I
distracting.
forgot about that. Obviously, you get the hot paramedic when
Wait,
you have...
Wait. Wasn't that the same thing as... Wasn't that the same thing as the last one? When he was in the hospital and he was like, I'm a YouTuber or something. I'm not saying it's the same person, but like, I was like, just in general, it's the same scenario. I love it.
the most embarrassing medical incident. Like, not even trying to be like, oh, yeah, you know, I was just like skating and I broke my leg.
No.
Thanks for rescuing me. Like,
Skating.
What seems to be the problem? I ate some glue.
chewing
Chad.
glue at 2 a.m. You know how it goes.
Ugh. So that was embarrassing. Dan wasn't allowed in the ambulance, so I had to go in. They were very nice, actually. They weren't very... I thought they were going to be
They
super...
were quite respectful
Yeah.
of your embarrassment.
And they said it wasn't the weirdest thing they've seen.
Hey, shout out to the guy that put whatever it was up his butt. Don't be one of those.
He put the glue up his
No, imagine... No. I won't say that. Anyway, so they started to check me out. And the first thing they said, well...
Not in that way.
No.
Phil wishes.
No.
Sorry, serious. Phil's
My
dying.
mind just
boy,
went
good
to
boy.
an ambulance.
I'm sorry, I keep pausing, but I love to imagine that they're taking it all serious and Dan's just there making jokes. But he wasn't there because he couldn't get in the ambulance.
Not in that way.
No.
Phil wishes.
No.
Sorry, serious. Phil's
My
dying.
mind
Yeah,
just
yeah,
went to
yeah.
an ambulance porn. Right.
Wait,
I was like, okay, firstly, mate, you're talking to us, which means you can breathe.
Good.
True.
Very good start.
True.
Second thing,
Reassuring.
your heart is beating very fast, so you need to calm down. I think
You just
I was
need-
very stressed.
You just need to calm down.
So I explained what happened, and I said I was having trouble swallowing. And they said, either you have swallowed a bit of glue, but it's not in your air pipe, it's in your food pipe, because that's where things go when you swallow. You've
Yeah.
got two holes. It went
Oh,
in your-
yeah.
Know
So-
how your holes work.
You're not going to die because you can breathe. That calmed me down a lot. I forgot
Although I
those
don't
two
understand that because you can choke. So how does that work? Please, biologists in the comments, let me know.
holes.
As easy to do.
Yeah. So I was chilling a bit. Then they decided to do my blood pressure. And that's a big squeezy thing on your arm. Check that out. At the same time, my mask somehow came off my face and got caught in the blood pressure machine. And I don't know how
How
it
does that
happened.
even happen?
It was so
How
embarrassing.
does
What
that
is
happen?
taking so long?
It
This
was
is
so
really
bad.
weird.
And the guy spent like 20 minutes trying to untie my mask.
20
Through
minutes.
the window that he pulled up this cord and then your mask was and he was just going, what, how did this and then
Magic
both of them were
mask.
just going,
What is this? And I was trying to be COVID respectful, so I was like this.
But you can't breathe.
Yeah,
Good for
than making it worse.
Cut to Dan. I was just stood outside by myself in a big black coat, looking like a creeper.
Yeah.
Just stood by this ambulance, looking through the window.
Peeping Tom, but looking at ambulance. It's so niche.
You got the picture.
Yeah, I took this little picture of Phil.
It's so sad.
Oh no!
That is a very scared Phil.
With his nice jumper on.
Photo.
You
by
really
me.
took time to.
I had
angle
nothing
that.
to do.
So
I was just
there's
stood there
content
holding
here.
Your bag, like,
Yeah.
this is my evening. It's not how I thought my evening would go. I thought I would be asleep right now,
That's
but
what's
here
gonna
I
happen.
am. And I remember I was just stood there twiddling my thumbs, looking at a tree, and then a fox just came past, and I was like, oh yeah,
Ooh.
here you are,
Typical
middle of the
fox.
night, rummaging through a bin.
Maybe you could smell my panic.
Same.
It was like there's some food.
Same. It's like you and I, we're not so different, you know. Out at 2 a.m, going through bins.
Smell my panic.
Same.
It was like there's some food ready to
How
eat.
you going?
There's an animal that thinks
Thank
it's
you for
dying.
giving me something to look at.
So they said, look, we know you can breathe, but you might still have swallowed some, so we're going to take you to hospital as a precaution.
Yeah.
Hey, check it out.
Make sure you can swallow in a good way. So I was like, can Dan come? I'm scared. And they said, no, absolutely
COVID.
not.
No.
They came out to greet me
Damn.
and said, "Hi, are you the friend of the glue guy?"
Glue guy.
I love being
So I was
glue
like,
guy.
"Well, you know, if I, never going to meet this guy ever again." Yes, I am associated with the glue guy. Thank you very much.
So
They did give me a look of like, how and why?
how?
Did this happen?
I was gonna say, he almost said no. Like, I don't know this guy. I just happened to be walking past. At first, I was going to ask, like, why couldn't he go in with him? But yeah, I suppose the COVID measures back then were stricter.
I wasn't going to go to sleep at this point.
No.
You know, like, Phil was like, please just go back to your normal life. I'm sorry that this happened. I'm awake now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Don't
guess
need
I'll
updates.
just potter around and put some pans in a plinking
Invite the
box.
fox in for
So
dinner.
the thing about ambulances, I didn't realise, you go backwards. I was going backwards all the way to the
Oh,
thing. You
yeah.
can't see out the windows. So I felt so sick
Oh, no.
in the ambulance. And the guy was talking to me about glue and glasses and how things like that happen and how people put things in their butts.
And you were just trying to
I was
not,
like,
Things in their
I'm going to make
butts?
this worse
The butts.
and pass out because I feel so ill in front of you. But I didn't. It was okay.
You held it in.
I held it in.
Held it together.
Made it
Hey.
to the hospital.
You were good at holding it together because you were full of glue.
Yeah, it was 3:30
You've done it
in the
again.
morning, and the lady who checked me in was like, "Hi, there's a 4-hour wait to see a doctor," and I was like, "Oh my god,
Can people just stop
Why-
having incidents in the middle
what
of the
is
night?
wrong with everyone in London?"
It is like that sometimes. I've been to A&E a few times, and it's usually at least like a 2-hour ordeal or something. Yeah, minimum, very minimum, like an hour maybe. And I'm not even in like a very busy area, so yeah, mad.
It's out, people.
I was
It's
wondering.
out.
I was probably the most ridiculous case. So I sat down. I was like, "It's okay. I've got my phone. Look at my phone. 1% battery."
Ooh.
Yeah. So then
Rip.
I sat in the hospital staring at a blank wall
Appreciating some paint.
till 6 in the morning.
I got a lot done. It was a very productive night for me.
Dan must have been worried though,
Thinking
surely. And especially if Phil's phone's on 1%, I'm assuming it died and then he couldn't message it.
of thinking about how I feel about Phil.
When you don't have your phone, 3 a.m. in a London hospital is still quite an interesting place to people watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone who had been bit by an animal, I was trying to figure out what it was.
It was a fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fox.
In and out.
The guy next to me had been chasing a thief and then had his foot run over by a bus.
What a noble accident.
What the flip? That's so weird. How does that happen? What? Chasing a thief and then foot run over by a bus? Huh? That sounds like when you like click the suggested text on your keyboard on your phone, it just comes up with a sentence.
In and out.
The guy next to me had been chasing a thief and then had his foot run over by a bus.
What a noble accident. Just a
I
man
know.
out there putting himself in danger.
Yeah.
He's a
Doing the
hero.
right thing for society, and he deserves that urgent care.
So I was listening to that and I didn't want to chime
what
in
about you?
with like, I ate some glue.
Doesn't-
I hate glue. What are you in for?
Just stuck that glue in my mouth.
But I still felt like there was something in my throat and it was not
Hey,
going away.
Phil, you were told to get checked out by a doctor.
I was.
Yeah.
So that I did. I
You've gotta
waited my
wait.
turn. I got called
It's
in.
worth it.
The doctor was like, "You ate super glue. What's wrong with you?" And I explained the whole story.
By
and he
this
was-
point, you probably had stopped feeling a certain amount of shame. You were like, just deal with
Yeah,
it. I hate
yeah,
the glue.
yeah.
Here's the thing. He had a look in my throat and said, "I probably did swallow a glue."
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Uh-oh. Is this the end?
But like I said, it was in my food pipe, and he said throats have regenerating cells. So every 2 or 3 days, the whole of the throat is a brand new throat.
He said that your stomach acid would probably have melted anything that wouldn't poison you, and that if anything touches your throat, like a little pea or a pill, it just feels like something's stuck there.
Yeah, even if it's like a tiny, tiny piece of glue, it will feel like a golf ball in your mouth.
Which
Yeah,
explains
true.
my squirrel anus throat pill swallowing struggle situation. It's not just me, guys.
Squirrel anus.
It's bothering.
So you said probably the third thing that's happening is you had a panic attack, which caused your throat to close
Everything
up.
to be worse.
Yeah.
You were dizzy.
I was dizzy,
Your
I
throat
was
was
scared.
closing up. You
Yeah.
were short of breath. You felt like everything was terrible.
Yes,
Hey.
which probably did happen. So he said, "You're fine. Go home, go to bed, and have a couple of days rest." I couldn't because I had to move house.
You're
was
like,
like, great.
thank you.
Carry on grinding.
I will not be resting.
Thankfully, I used the final 0.01% of my battery to get a car home. Otherwise, I would have been trapped in the
Walking, I guess.
Yeah, they don't take
preserve
you
that battery,
in the
well.
ambulance. They're just like, bye, into the wild.
Taxi service.
Yeah. I crept in, so I was like, surely Dan has gone to bed.
I just greeted him like that. Well, I mean, look, I was incredibly sympathetic.
Yeah.
I was also very annoyed and just judgmental of Phil for trying to open superglue with his teeth.
Yeah,
I
could have
never
all been
gonna live this
avoided.
down.
And yet, I was like, you are back. You
And it was
are
already
alive. Okay, but
And as I was pottering around, I saw that Dan had left this little message for me. Very helpful, thank you.
Naughty.
I mean,
Naughty. Do not eat. Just in case he felt like going for seconds. Dessert.
Helpful, thank you.
I mean, some might say that was condescending and passive aggressive.
Nah, that's
I
brilliant.
say it was
Adding humour.
entirely necessary,
Yeah.
considering the circumstance.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: don't eat glue. Look after your health.
Moral of the story, yeah. In case you needed that profound revelation in life, don't open
Hey,
poisonous,
no.
Yeah, nah, actually, I
sticky,
felt like going to the hospital for 4 hours, so I might.
unbreathable, undigestible substances with your
Wait.
freaking mouth.
Wait, Danny.
If you're trying to do
Danny.
something with super glue and you're trying to fix your glasses,
Yeah.
wear another pair of glasses or contact lenses while you're doing the thing.
Maybe that would have helped.
Because maybe you'd have just seen, oh, that's clearly...
It's like when you ever buy a pair of scissors, but then they're also in packaging that you need scissors to open. It's like, it's one of those situations, you know? It's one of those situations.
Because maybe you'd have just seen, oh, that's clearly
Not the
already
lid.
got the lid off.
Yeah, I could have thought of that. All right, fine.
There's many could-haves, should-haves, and would-haves, and yet here we are.
There's no
And
moral.
somehow...
I'm still
I'm
on
not
this
surprised.
earth. I'm on this earth. I'm alive, and that's great.
I'm glad, and we're here because of it. And you know what? It's a shame, because it's time where he thought to himself, you know what, I'm not going to put this off, I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to be proactive, and I'm going to fix this now. And then it led up to all of it. As a result, all of that stuff happened. It's like, oh man. He tried his best, he really did.
So that's the story. Please
Wow.
don't judge me too hard. We all make mistakes.
True.
Anyway, Dan, it was your 30th birthday. Distraction technique.
Nice, yes. Very smooth segue there, Phil.
Thanks. We consumed a cube. It was very delicious.
What's that?
Felt like me.
You're uploading to your YouTube channel.
I am. On July 25th at exactly
2021.
9 p.m.
No minute later.
There will be an hour of content
Ooh.
on Dad is Not on Fire.
I'm so excited.
What is happening? Yes, as we know, whatever plans I had got COVIDed, but then YouTube
COVIDed.
asked me to do something for this series that they've made to celebrate Pride, which I took on in my own special Dan way.
It's so good. I went down to the set and it was like a whole insane production.
And now they both got a podcast together. The Vodcast on their Patreon. I love that. I love those. Every time I pause, I do a weird face, I swear. But yeah, because they're advertising something that sort of has expired now, I'm going to do an advertisement for them. Check out their Patreon. I'm sure you've already done it, but I'm assuming it's patreon.com/Dan and Phil. Yeah, make sure you go and check out that.
Popped in for a little bit.
There are...
And buy their merch and
surprises.
stuff.
Yeah. So how would you describe it?
I mean, without spoiling it, it's
Yeah.
a very weird and creative journey through moments of my life that would have been different if I was gay and proud
Ah.
a lot sooner.
It's like watching an hour-long Dan movie.
Yeah,
Dan
it's
movie.
being edited right now. I've given them all the tips that I have, and I think it's going to be fun. So look
I'm
forward
excited.
to it.
Set a reminder. I'll put a link below where you can do that and check out the video.
Link
It's
below.
going to be different for this next decade. What's going to happen? What's life like now?
Well, now that I've been on this quest for authenticity
Yeah.
for the last 10 years, Phil, I just want to have some fun.
Girls just
And that
wanna
was
have
not
fun.
a fun
Well,
night.
No, that was not fun.
He looks
Alright.
fuming.
Start as you mean to go on.
You were 29 then, so it's fine. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to me
True.
if you want more of me.
Times have changed.
Subscribe to Dan to check
you
out
wanna
his
see that
new
one
video.
upload.
Have a lovely life, and I will see you next time. What? How you beat me to it? Bye.
I love the abrupt ending. The videos always end abruptly. I might do the same now. But, actually, no, I'm going to quickly say, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're still watching, leave a comment saying, cap. I won't say hat this time, because that's like the hat Vic. Cap. And, actually, you know what? If anyone wanted me to do a Patreon and do, like, react to copyrighted stuff or movies or, like, TV shows or something, that would be interesting. That would actually be quite interesting. But yeah, anyway, it's just an idea. Yeah, check out their Patreon. Go like the original video if you haven't already. I'm sure you've already watched it, but make sure you go like it and give them view time and stuff. And yeah, hopefully see you next time. Bye for now.